Coming up on today's episode of Talking Sports with Miles and Andrew. Miles and Andrew will break down the incredible Micah Parsons trade to the Green Bay Packers. We'll also be talking about the Milwaukee Brewers and their recent string of success and much more news coming up in the sports world.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 19th episode of Talking Sports with Miles and Andrew. I am one of your hosts, Miles Schill. This is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Andrew Volkman, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about. As you heard, we're going to be talking about Micah Parsons getting traded to the Packers, the Milwaukee Brewers, and news around sports, which is what we always start with. So, Andrew, what's going on around sports?
All right, let's go ahead and start off with IndyCar real quick. They had their regular season finale, actually the season finale at Nashville over the weekend, where Joseph Newgarden picked up the season finale win in Nashville, and then Alex Palou claimed the season championship. So congratulations to Alex Palou. I believe that makes Alex Palou a multi-time championship winner now. I don't follow IndyCar very closely, but as a sports show, I feel it's like an obligation to talk about IndyCar and their
Yeah.
recent news. And moving on, keeping with the motorsports theme, NASCAR had their opening round of the playoffs, the round of 16, starting at Darlington in the Southern 500, where Chase Briscoe picked up his second career win of the Southern 500, went back to back after he won it last year. So, congratulations to Chase Briscoe. He has moved on to the round of 12 in NASCAR playoffs. If you want more information, go check out my NASCAR show, and you'll find more information about his win there.
Thank you, Andrew, for that little motorsports news. Moving on and staying with the news around sports, football. All right, Matthew Golden with the recent acquisition of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons has now claimed number one, which is the first time in 100 years that number one has been worn by a Packer. The last
Wow.
one was Curly Lambeau.
Okay.
Lambeau, that sound familiar?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so that's pretty big all around that he gets to wear number one, and that shows what the Packers think of him. But Matthew Golden has also changed his number. He wore number 2 with
22.
Texas.
Oh, 20. Oh, sorry.
He wore 2 with Texas in college, and then he wore 22. He's planning on wearing 22 in the NFL. He played all preseason with 22, but he's decided to move away from 22, which is a very important. 2 is a very important number to him. Malik Willis has number 2, so he didn't even get a shot at that. He's decided to move to number 0.
Okay.
The first ever Green Bay Packer to wear number 0. It is a recent within the first, within the few years that number 0 has been legal in the NFL. He will be wearing number 0.
So nobody before. So wait, do you know how long that number 0 has been like allowed in the NFL or?
2 to 3 years, I believe.
Okay.
2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Marcus Mariota actually last year was planning on being the first quarterback ever to wear number 0. He decided to change that and wear number 18. So
Okay.
a fun little fact there.
Very interesting. All right. What's the next thing, Miles?
The next thing is Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Oh yeah, that's right. So quick little Milwaukee Bucks here. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, the brother of All-Star MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo, just re-signed a new one-year deal with the Milwaukee Bucks after he sat out all of last year after tearing his ACL. So he sat out all of the last year, and it'll be good to see Thanasis back with the Bucks on the roster. We'll see how much game time he gets, but very cool to see. And recent endeavors of Thanasis has been his podcast, Thanalysis or Thanalysis. I think it's Thanalysis with a TH. It's been very cool. He's brought on like Sal Frelick, and a couple other guys. It was pretty cool. I think they had like a live show with all four Antetokounmpo brothers.
Oh, I saw that.
Thanasis, Giannis, Alex, Kostas, the other NBA champion, Kostas Antetokounmpo. So it's really cool. But excited to see Thanasis back with the Milwaukee Bucks. And moving on, I know we've been bouncing around a little bit, but we got to talk a little bit more about the MLB and Kyle Schwarber, the designated hitter, the all-star designated hitter for the Philadelphia Phillies. Back in July when we were talking about him, he just won the first ever all-star game swing-off. And this time with the Phillies during the regular season, he just hit a 4 home run game. That is insane. Emphasis on the hit part. He hit 4 home runs in a single game, which very impressive. I believe I don't know who has all hit
That's
four home
the
runs.
third time this season. It was
Nick
Nick
Kurtz,
Kurtz,
sorry,
and
Nicholas Kurtz of the Athletics,
right.
and I believe it might have been we don't know the third
We
one,
don't remember the third one.
but in the course of MLB history, I don't exactly know what number that is. But
Yep.
very cool for Kyle Schwarber. And I want to say this real quick: if Schwarber makes it into the Hall of Fame, he's gonna have the weirdest Hall of Fame kind of resume
Yeah.
ever. Because first he started out with the Cubs as a catcher, got moved to the outfield, and then stuck there for a couple years. Got cut, went to the Nationals, and did so well there. He went to the Red Sox, and now he's with the Phillies. So like he went from being cut to being an all star and a potential Hall of Fame caliber player, which is kind of insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, moving on to the final news segment here. What do you got, Miles?
Well, I meant to say this while we were talking about football, but it slipped my mind. Russell Wilson has been named the Giants starter. This was a very big topic of discussion on this show, whether Jameis Winston would be in contention or Jackson Dart, who they drafted first round out of Ole Miss, would be a starter based on his phenomenal preseason performance. But no, good old Russ got the start. He has previously played for the Seahawks, Broncos, and Steelers, where he started for all those teams. And Broncos was a rough showing. Seahawks, he was a Super Bowl champion. And Steelers, he brought them to the playoffs. So he's got a big resume. And I think this could be very important for Giants fans because now they have a reliable quarterback, someone who could actually sell tickets rather than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder who will be the number two quarterback behind Wilson. Will it be Jameis Winston or will it be Jackson Dart? That's a very interesting question.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly think it'll be Jackson Dart, and I think maybe by the trade deadline we're gonna see a team whose starter most likely went down to injury, or they have an unreliable starter. I could see that team trading for a guy like Jameis Winston, or even Russ if he struggles, could be traded, and they could honestly both Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson could go be on a different team within the next year.
All right, very interesting. I think that Jameis will get it because based on experience, but we're just gonna have to wait and see there.
Staying with this football topic we got here, let's talk about the news that everyone's been talking about. I mean, everyone, the whole NFL, league, and everywhere else has been buzzing about this trade. Micah Parsons being sent to the Green Bay Packers for a 2026 first round pick, a 2027 first round pick, and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Andrew, what are your thoughts on this monumental trade that is arguably the biggest
Hmm.
trade in Packers history and maybe even the biggest trade ever?
I feel like that this is a absolute fumble by the Cowboys because they could have made this trade so long ago, like back in April or June, and gotten so much more from this, but obviously they didn't. So that's an obvious fumble by Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. And I would like to say that on like trade compensation wise or like overall trade value, this maybe isn't the quite the biggest NFL trade. I know that might be nitpicking, but like speaking that like you got Micah Parsons, a guy on his rookie deal, like player caliber Micah Parsons is incredible, but the return from the Cowboys with only two first round picks and Kenny Clark, that's not. I don't know if that quite makes it the biggest NFL trade in the world,
Right.
but it's quite up there being the most interesting and surprising NFL trade ever. Biggest NFL trade I might go down with Deshaun Watson to the Browns because of the amount of value and pieces that were involved in that trade.
Oh, I would have to go Herschel Walker back in
Oh
the
yes,
90s with the
yeah,
Cowboys when they
yeah,
got all those
yeah.
players. But yes, I would agree. Here's where I'm saying that this could arguably be the biggest trade because you think about it. How many players at in the NFL right now get traded at 26 in their prime and they're a generational talent?
Not very often, and that's probably why it is the biggest NFL trade. I know that's contradictory to what I just said, but like there's different ways to describe biggest trade of in the
Right.
NFL history. Like you have that, or you have like
The
young,
picks that
yes,
what you get in return.
or like the player that is being traded in said trade. So
Yes.
there you go.
I think this trade to me is huge. No matter what, we can all agree
Yeah.
this is a huge, monumental trade that is going to be the biggest stepping stone for the Green Bay Packers to win another Super Bowl. They already are the 13-time world champion
Oh
Green
yeah,
Bay
yeah,
Packers.
yeah,
They already are one of the best franchises in the history of the NFL. And I think possibly Micah Parsons is going to push the Packers over the hump because they have made the playoffs. They have dominated in this game very quietly, I feel,
yeah,
as they have, guys who are still trying to prove themselves. Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, I would even say Jordan Love.
yeah.
And we're going to see who can do it. Who is going to show up this season? If we have a fully healthy season, if we have a Micah Parsons winning Defensive Player of the Year, which I do believe he will,
Yeah.
there is no doubt in my mind the Green Bay Packers will be Super Bowl champions by the end of this year.
I agree. I agree. That all is valid points to say. Looking at some of the trade compensation for the Cowboys real quick, because I think there's a need to analyze that. The Dallas Cowboys gained their 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark, all-pro run stopper Kenny Clark. Cowboys saying that what they got, they fumbled the bag, like I just said, because most likely those picks are going to end up being in the lower to mid 20s or early 30s, mid 20s. Sorry.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and then you got Kenny Clark, who is an all pro run stopper. But if you look at the numbers, him being a run stopping specialist, that kind of those numbers have taken a step down. Sorry, I cannot speak, guys. But Kenny Clark with that contract, it's a 3-year, $64 million contract, I believe, Miles.
Yes.
So you're paying that kind of money for an all pro run stopper when last year being the worst year of Kenny Clark's career. Are we sure that Kenny Clark is an all pro run stopper anymore? I don't know.
To me, this is a good move for the Green Bay Packers,
Yeah, yeah.
a terrible move for the Dallas
Oh yeah,
Cowboys,
yeah, for sure.
and honestly, a bad move for Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
And Kenny Clark, I mean, my dad has met him. He said he's a great guy. Kenny Clark just seems like a great guy. As Andrew said, he
Yes.
could be in the team's Hall of Fame just
Oh
because
yeah.
of how important he's been to this team on and off the field. So it's obviously a bittersweet moment to see him go, knowing that we're getting a generational talent in his prime, but we are losing a fan favorite. But in the end, I'd rather take a generational talent who will honestly become a fan favorite because of how well he's going to do with Green Bay. And just think about the coaching staff Micah Parsons is gonna have. He's gonna have Jeff Halfley, Matt LaFleur, and an already great defense where not only is Micah Parsons benefiting from this trade, but Rashawn Gary is too. Because when Micah Parsons is getting double teamed, guess
Yeah,
who's going to
yeah.
be getting in there? Rashawn Gary. And Kenny Clark, obviously, this defense fit him going to the Cowboys now. And he's going to be pretty much the anchor of that defense. A
Oh yeah.
defense that needs an anchor. Because honestly, as much as we love Micah Parsons as now he is a Packer, he is not the biggest leader, I would say. I would
Yeah.
say Kenny Clark going there is going to provide leadership that could be very important for them, especially if they do take someone on defense. In the with the Cowboys take someone on defense with the first round picks they got. But honestly, you trade a guy
Bluetooth
in his
disconnected.
prime at 26 who's had at least 12 sacks in the first 5 years of his career. There's only 2 players who have ever done that: Micah Parsons and Reggie White.
Good old Reggie.
So I think honestly, this is a big move for both Cowboys and Packers and where these two franchises are going. Packers to the Super Bowl. Cowboys are going to keep falling.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys got the 32nd pick for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So we're going to see this trade to me was botched by Jerry Jones' ego, and the Packers jumped on it, and I'm very happy they did.
Yeah, I would agree. I want to compare this to another trade real quick that is kind of relates to Wisconsin. I want to talk about the Damian Lillard trade because I feel like, sorry, not trade, the Damian Lillard situation. You are in relation to Kenny Clark and Damian Lillard. I feel like that's kind of a similar thing. You're letting go of 2 fan favorites in Milwaukee. Damian Lillard, who was one of the better players that have come through this city and this franchise, and then you got Kenny Clark, who is a very good defensive lineman. I just thought that was kind of interesting. I want to point that out real quick. And as well, feel for Dallas and overall Texas fans. First, you lost Luca,
Oh my gosh.
and now you lost Micah Parsons, and you basically got nothing in return. Like,
Yeah.
Dallas fans have got to be thinking, what did we do to deserve this, man? What did we do?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about it because how many times do we see generational talents who are in their prime get traded? Not often in any leagues, NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB. Not
Yes.
like, well, I guess MLB because that's weird.
Yes, yes.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't happen. Dallas has lost the two cornerstones, the two ticket sellers.
The two staples of the city.
Yes. When you think of Dallas, you think of Luca and you think of Micah.
And before that, Dirk Nowitzki, I believe, maybe I can't think of a Dallas Cowboy, good Dallas Cowboy.
Troy Aikman, Tony Romo,
Yeah.
someone like that. But what is sad is that now they have nothing.
Yes,
right?
pretty
I
much.
think we're going to see a decline in the Dallas Cowboys play and in their attendance because who really wants to go and watch Dak Prescott?
Not really anybody today.
No.
I want to also talk about the Green Bay Packers here and what their outlook is now,
Yeah.
because both me and Miles agree that the Packers have a limited window now to win a Super Bowl. The window to win the Super Bowl is both wide open,
Yeah.
but also at the same time very short.
Yes,
in
it
our
has its limits.
Yes. The way I'm looking at it, this is a 3-year window for the Packers because after that third year, after 2028, the Packers are going to have to make some serious thinking and make some serious moves. Jordan Love is going to have a big contract. Micah Parsons is going to have the biggest cap hit on his new contract, which we haven't even talked about yet, which is an absolutely massive deal. I believe it's like a 5-year, $147 million deal. So the third year of that deal for Micah Parsons, or third year of that deal, is going to be very big on the cap side of things for the Packers. And then you got Jordan Love's contract. And not to mention, after this year, the Packers have to pay Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. In a year after that, we're going to have to pay either Jaden Reed or Dontavian Wicks, depending on who we keep. We still got Matthew Golden, who's a first-round pick, Xavier McKinney. We got Josh Jacobs still. The Packers are going to be one of the more expensive teams in the NFL. They're going to have a lot of big contracts.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be like a very small or very short window for the Green Bay Packers going forward. But albeit, the window's wide open.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see another team with the youthfulness and the talent that we have. There are young teams like the Packers, but no young team is as good as the Packers.
No, definitely not.
And right now you got guys who are going to be huge and monumental for what the Packers can do within the next 3 years. I think Micah Parsons, Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney, Edgerrin Cooper, Rashawn Gary.
Yeah.
6 guys. 6 staples. Those 6 are going to be the biggest reason why. 7, because Matthew Golden's going to be in there too.
And did you mention Kingsley Enagbari as well?
And then he's not going to be in there.
I think Enagbari could potentially.
Enagbari is not going to be a game wrecker, a game changer.
I get fair
like
point.
the next 7.
He will be a critical, key component as well. Like, he'll be a frontline guy that everyone will be thinking, oh boy, the Packers got Micah Parsons, not Van Ness,
No.
Gary. You get what I mean?
No, I don't understand why Enagbari even had to be thrown into this.
Enagbari's got a lot of talent.
No, not as much as Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Edgerrin Cooper, Xavier McKinney. Like, those are 4 defensive superstars.
I guess.
And so I'm saying the 7 that I mentioned are going to be the reason why the Packers win the Super Bowl. And the rest of the players are replaceable. I'm going to say that. There are 7 players right now. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Matthew Golden, Edgerrin Cooper, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Xavier McKinney. Those 7, not replaceable. Those 7 are going to be the only reason, or going to be the biggest reason we win the Super Bowl. The rest of that team can be replaced.
All right, fair
And
point.
so that's why I feel like the window's a little bit more open than you're thinking.
All right. This is another reason why Miles is so much more knowledgeable at football than I am, and he's the guy that you should go for football talk. But let's go ahead and move on to the final thing we want to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Milwaukee Brewers and their incredible string of success that they've been on since the beginning of the month of August, ever since the trade deadline. And after the trade deadline, when we made our last episode, we were talking about the Brewers and saying, did they do enough? Like, can the Brewers compete? Because they brought in Brandon Lockridge. Who else did they bring in? Shelby
Shelby
Miller,
Miller,
Jordan Montgomery, but we don't want to talk about him because
Danny
he's
Jansen.
Danny Jansen as well. Like, we were thinking there, oh man, did the Brewers do enough? And we're sitting here at the end of August, start of September actually, on Labor Day weekend. The Brewers have the best record in baseball. They got an 85-53 record, and right now they are fighting with the next best team in the NL, the Philadelphia Phillies, because the Dodgers got no depth right now. But the Brewers went on a 14-game winning streak. We got free George Webb burgers.
Yes.
I actually went there on the Wednesday. They gave out the free burgers,
What
which
were they?
they're kind of like McDonald's burgers. I'm not gonna lie, like plain McDonald's burgers. I didn't get any condiments because I didn't really want to waste time there.
You
To be
could
honest,
choose. Well, what came on the burger?
it was just a burger patty, kind of like a McDonald's patty, and then a bun. And they said, well, you can go inside and get your condiments if you want.
Oh, well, I thought I saw in the news that they had ketchup and mustard on them.
Yeah, but these were the thing about these burgers, real quick, guys. Sorry, these burgers. It was just a guy with a big tray, like the beer carriers at the
Yeah.
baseball stadiums. That's pretty much what he was doing, except with burgers wrapped in stuff. So
Oh, was
um,
it good?
it was good. It was. I think it tasted better because it was
It was
12 wins.
It was a victory burger.
It was Victory Burger. And the other cool thing is, sorry to boast, guys. I don't mean to boast all the time. That day was my birthday as well.
Ooh, look at this. George Webb Burgers, because of the Brewers, on Andrew's birthday. Could it get any better than this?
Yes. And so not only was it my birthday, I had just come from a baseball camp that is put on by the Brewers. So they give you a jersey, they give you a hat, they give you pants. It was the pinstripes, too. The beautiful cream pinstripes or the white pinstripes. But either way, I was quote unquote dressed for the occasion.
You were living the life right there.
That was really cool. And so everyone that was there was like, yo, this kid is he's dressed for the occasion, man. And I
So
told
they
him,
give you like a full Brewers jersey?
yeah, the camp does. It's a lot of money to go to that camp. So
But you get like the whole jersey?
yeah.
And you have it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm going to be looking at what jersey he had because that sounds really cool.
Well, it's just a blank jersey with like a Fleet Farm sticker on the back. It doesn't have a name on it. It is still really cool. Sorry we got on track, guys. But either way, that was a really cool experience. The 14-game winning streak, free burgers. And then after that, if it was snapped, they just kept on winning. And as of late, they've shown a bit more human elements of baseball.
Yeah.
But the reason the Brewers are winning, why could that be, Miles? Why could that be? I just want to get your, like...
The reason the Brewers are winning.
Yeah. I just want to know why you think it is.
Because there's no pressure.
Okay.
Right? You look at the Dodgers. Look at how many times they won. Look at the Yankees, right? Like they have pressure
Yeah.
to do good. You put on the Yankee pinstripes, you have to be the best player in the league.
Devin Williams.
And the stress and pressure you have to be in that fit, but also from the fans, because there's tons of fans in places like New York, Boston, Los Angeles, where Milwaukee, there's not a bunch of fans. There's loyal fans who will stick by you thick and thin, and there's no World Series wins. There's nothing to go off of. We were in an unprecedented time when the Brewers were winning all that, and they still are. We are not in control of what happens now, and the Brewers can just freely play without any leashes or pressure that they need to be the greatest team ever.
Okay, that's a very interesting take. I haven't really heard that very often. I do like that though. I do agree with that. My thing is that the Brewers kind of have this small ball, like gritty approach. Like guys like Caleb Durbin, Bryce Terang, they embody the Brewers play style. Field well, hit the ball well, steal bases, hit a home run here and there. That's kind of what I think of the Brewers. And to be fair, Bryce Terang is having a incredible power surge to start the month of September and towards the end of the month of August. So that's what I think of the Brewers. But they also got something called a next man up policy. They got so many guys that have been replaced. I remember when Rhys Hoskins went on the IL earlier this year. Andrew Vaughn got called up. And what has Andrew Vaughn turned into? Well, Andrew Vaughn started out as a third overall pick by the White Sox in 2019. Floundered, got sent down to AAA, ended up getting traded to the Brewers for Aaron Savali. Andrew Vaughn's been incredible since that trade and since he's been called up. He's been able to hit so much better. He's not chasing as much. It's incredible, and he's provided a lot of power for the Milwaukee Brewers. But you also got guys like Andrew Monasterio, who is filling in for Joey Ortiz right now. I think Ortiz actually just got activated today, but he's been hitting really the ball really well, and he's actually fielding really good, which has been a point of like for me and Miles about Andre Monasterio. But we also got Caleb Durbin, like I just mentioned. On the pitching side, Quinn Priester, when the Brewers had no starting pitchers, they traded for Quinn Priester, gave up a pretty sizable haul, and at the time we were thinking, oh boy, that's not going to end well. Well, if that move was made at the trade line and like Priester was performing like he is now before the trade deadline, that would have been a easy trade for the Brewers. And then as well, Jose Quintana, Trevor McGill when they traded Devin Williams. McGill has already stepped up, and now McGill is hurt. We're going to have to find the next guy to step up, which might be Abner Uribe. And then you also got Logan Henderson, Isaac Collins, who is a NL Rookie of the Year front runner. Who saw that coming at the trade deadline?
28 years old. He was a bounce around guy in the Colorado Rockies system. I still don't believe it.
And you also got one more pitcher, Chad Patrick, who right now both him and Logan Henderson's hurt, but Chad Patrick is right now down in AAA. When his numbers on the year, he could easily be a 3, 4, 5 starter on any other team.
Right.
The Brewers are winning all these games because they have so much depth and they play baseball with this scrappy kind of small ball mentality that will it hold up? Please hold up.
Yeah.
But right now, that is why the Brewers are winning, and it's very incredible to see because right now they're up by the Tigers by 5 games with the best record in baseball, which is insane. And Tigers had it early in the year, and no one thought we could touch the Tigers, which is insane. And we just beat the Blue Jays 2 out of 3 in a series, and they had the best record besides us.
Yeah.
Which is very insane to think about. But that's my little spiel on the Brewers. Real quick, Bob Uecker, the Bob Uecker ceremony that happened about a week ago on Sunday. I believe it was the 24th. Very cool ceremony. I was there in person. Bob Costas did an amazing job. The entire production team did a very good job. It was a packed house. You should have seen it, Miles. It was crazy. Like the stand, like you could barely walk along the concourses to like get stuff. Like me, my mom, and my sister were trying to go to the one side of the stadium to get pizza for my sister.
Ooh, that sounds good.
We didn't get there because we were stopped behind home plate because people were checking out all the Bob Uecker displays that were on the concourses. It was insane.
Wow.
And eventually, like when they went to go get food in the middle of the game, because they didn't really care about watching it, unlike I did, it took them like 20 minutes to come back with food.
Wow.
It was insane, and like it was just a pack house. It was an incredible crowd, and it was really cool to see a lot of people there turn out for Uecker. And it wasn't just all Brewers fans. Like I saw a Blue Jays fan, I saw some Yankee fans, I saw some like Cubs fans as well. So that was just an incredible ceremony just to see how much people wanted to be there for the last time Bob Uecker would be there in spirit, I guess.
Yeah.
So but that's all I got for the Brewers stuff. Miles, do you have anything else you want to talk about here?
No, I think that was a really good way to wrap it up there.
All right. One more time, rest in peace to the late and great Bob Uecker, and well done, Bob Costas, for that ceremony. But I think that's all we got for this episode of Talking Sports with Miles and Andrew. Thank you guys for tuning in after this pretty lengthy absence once again. But we will be back very, very soon with a little mini-sode that we might have coming out. I'm not going to say too much. Only that's a mini-sode. So you guys are just have to wait and see what that is. Miles, any other closing thoughts?
No, thanks for listening. Listen to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. You can also look us up on Google. We'll be there.
All right. Well, that's all we got for you guys once again. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Miles.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.